Hi, my name is Chetan Kimji and I'm a solution advisor for analytics working at SAP in Melbourne, Australia. This is going to be a series of two videos regarding SAP Lumira Discovery 2.0, which got released 2 weeks ago and is generally available to the public as well. The first video I want to talk about is a new feature which was there in Lumira 1.3.1, but now in 2.0 we have a live BW connectivity, whereas prior it was an offline BW connectivity. So my first video is going to focus on some of the features in terms of connecting to BW, and my second video will be more of a generic feature and function video with regard to the new user interface of 2.0 and also some of the new features as compared to previous versions. So let's start off by connecting to my live BW system, as you can see from my data source options. What you can also see here is that this is the new revised home screen of Lumira 2.0 Discovery, which, as I mentioned, I will go into more detail in my next video. So let's click on live BW, and now I want to connect to my BW system. In my password, and I can leave my English or my language field blank. So now I can either search by roles, info area, or if I know my specific query or the contents of my query, I can just go and search. So what this will do now is give me a list of all my BW queries. So I want to select my first query. I say OK. And now I'm just going to put in a currency. And I say OK. And now what happens is I've got my BW query with my measures and dimensions, and I've got my UI, which is my new Lumira 2.0 interface as well. What's important to note is that if I've got any hierarchies that are defined in my BW query, this will be fully respected by the application. If I've got any conditions or if I've got any filters which are set for my query, this will also be respected by the application. So as a first step, I can either drag in my full query into my chart, but I want to just do my measures individually. So let's go and select my net value. Secondly, I want to select open order quantity. And as you can see, as I'm dragging my measures, my chart is updating in real time because it's a live connector. And I want to select my open order stat currency as well. And finally, let's select product. So now I've got product by my measures, and let's make my chart a little bigger. What I want to do in it first is I want to click on my maximize view. You can see now with Lumira 2, my look and feel is completely different versus my prior versions, which I'll cover in my next video. So let's go to maximize. And now I've got a much easier interface where I can see my data set. On my left hand side, I can see my data sets in use, all my columns, and I can see my chart. I can also see I've got different options, which I'm not going to talk about now, but for now what I want to do is I just want to select a table and choose a cross tab. And now what you'll see is I've got a nice X tab, which is called in the new version, or cross tab. So in a previous version of Lumira, when we connected to a BW query, we didn't have the option to click up and down the hierarchy. So like Design Studio, when you drag in a table, you can click on the plus and minus sign to collapse and expand your hierarchy. So I'm going to show you how that actually looks, because I know we've got a hierarchy which is coming from my BW query. So I'm going to drag region in my rows. So let's just put them above product. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click on region, and you can see I've got a context sensitive menu where I've got different options. For now, I'm going to select hierarchy. I'm going to select my region hierarchy, say OK. And what you'll see now is that my X tab will bring me my region hierarchy. So now I can click on my minus sign, I can click on my plus sign, I can click on EMEA, and I can click expand and collapse levels of my hierarchy. Just as in design student analysis for Office, what I can also do now is I can expand to different levels of my hierarchy. So I just chose level 3. If I want to go and expand to level 2, I can go to level 2 as well, as an example. I can also, if I just want to select EMEA to keep on my axis, I can right click and I can say filter. And what this will do now is it will filter EMEA. And now you can see I've just got EMEA as my filter because I've set that to be filtered on my tab. Other nice features, if I want to swap my axis, I can swap my axis. So you can see if I go now, you'll see that EMEA is on my other axis. If I want to go back to my original, I can swap my axis as well. I can also do some formatting. So for example, let's go and change my font color. Let's change it maybe to red, and you can see region and product changes in terms of my color. Other features, I can do some number formatting as well. So let's do, I want to just do to 0 decimal places. I say OK, and you'll see now that I've got 0 decimal places in my actual column. I can also do some conditional formatting. So I've got an open order quantity. Let's go and create a new condition. So let's call condition name open order. What's important to note now is that with Lumira 2.0 discovery, I can either create a conditional formatting on a measure or dimension. In previous versions, I could only create it on a measure. So great flexibility now where you can base your condition on a dimension field as well. So for now, I want to say measure, and I say if my open order quantity is greater than equal to 1,000, then I want to have my full color to be green. Say OK, and you can see now that my table updates the quantities above 1,000 to be green as well. Other features as well is in my BW query, I've defined product as an attribute. So if I right click on product, I can go to attributes and I want to say I want product category, and now it will bring back product category. You can see because product category and product group is an attribute of product, it's color coded as well in red. I can, and now I want to say product group, and you'll see product group in my panel as well. I've got other options as well where if I want to do I can do a dynamic calculation. So if I click on open order quantity, I can add a dynamic calculation where I want to do a moving average, I want to do a ranking, I can do a percentage as well. I can suppress zeros in columns. I can compact my display as well. I can do sorting and lots of other features as well. So what I covered in this video is just a live connection to a BW query. I had an initial view where I could see some of my measures and dimensions, but then I leveraged some of the nice features that are built in my XTab component where I can select levels of my hierarchy, I can do some formatting, and most importantly, I can click and expand and collapse up and down on my hierarchy as well. So this for me is a really important feature in Lumira 2.0 Discovery, which is a live BW connector. So I hope you enjoyed this video and stay tuned for my next video, which will be more focused on the user interface and some of the new features which come as part of Lumira 2.0 Discovery. Thank you.